Father Tom Koys here. Amoris Laetitia, the joy of love. Words from Pope Francis. Worth the read. But there may be a devil in the details. In some circles we hear that Pope Francis's pastoral letter, Amoris Laetitia, the joy of love, is overwhelmingly received with positive accolades. However, the document entitled Report of Reception and Implementation of Amoris Laetitia in the United States, written by an unknown person or committee of the USCCB, makes the rather ambiguous statement, media reports and commentaries have tended at times to present a myopic view of Amoris Laetitia, with interest in only a few topics out of a broad range covered in the exhortation, and this has sometimes presented a challenge to the proper reception of the document. This report calls for studies and discussion guides suitable for parishes using and utilizing understandable language. I wish to share with you, through a series of reflections, such a study. However, in the spirit of dialogue, which welcomes diverse opinions, my guide will take a closer look at these myopic views and try to properly understand them. Such a closer look is far from a problematic hindrance of understanding Amoris Laetitia. In Pope Francis's passionate attempt to reach a very wide range of believers and unbelievers alike, a most admirable end, his approach creates some areas of ambiguity that beg further reflection and clarification. Obviously, our Holy Father recognizes there are ambiguities and purposely leaves them ambiguous. But that begs the question, why would he write with such a style? I propose the Holy Father's reasons for not writing more clearly is precisely to instigate further dialogue, which every classroom teacher cherishes. But beyond this, he sees a great many people whose minds are so closed to clear and full teaching that they cannot be reached unless the person opens his mind slightly, at least to discuss Catholic faith and morals, even at the risk of sounding unorthodox. He risks sounding unorthodox, hoping that the fullness of the faith will eventually, or gradually, as he likes to say, win out in the end. So a study guide would indeed be very helpful. But if my analysis of the Holy Father's reasons for being ambiguous are correct, then what is needed is a study guide that clarifies the ambiguities, and not a study guide that dismisses these topics as myopic views that distract the reader from properly receiving this document. What is needed is a study guide for the non-fringe, the non-close-minded people who already embrace the fullness of the faith. Such a study is important lest the conversations started with people follow paths clearly contrary to the fullness of the faith. Our Holy Father therefore needs friends who are loyal and true to a game plan that includes reaching out to those whose minds are currently closed, but who are also the people for the study who are convinced of the fullness of the faith themselves. And secondly, knowledgeable about the cultural, ideological, and political realities that influence certain potential converts to the fullness of the faith. And the people of America are a key player in this worldwide game of theological chess. Find out why in my next clip as we continue the conversation.